prediction for Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. If Hillary Clinton decides to get into the race, maybe if there's a brokered convention, she would put her hat into the race and she would win enough superdelegates and free roaming delegates that would vote for an establishment candidate like her. If you see chaos in the party, maybe a split vote between Biden, Bloomberg, and Sanders, Hillary Clinton, it's obviously a very small chance that that could happen, but let's say it does. We'll do the election prediction based off of that. So we'll start and I'm predicting that if this happens, Bernie would run as a third-party candidate. I believe that he'd actually be able to get a substantial amount of the vote, the socialist left party, the far left portion of the Democratic Party, and Bernie Sanders would probably cater to those people and run as a third-party candidate, feeling that he was cheated off in the convention. So we'll start off by filling off the safe states, as always. North Carolina, South Dakota, I think, yeah, all of Nebraska except for the 2nd District, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, Missouri, Iowa would be safe, Ohio would be safe. Is there anything else? I mean, 2nd District would be safe, and Texas would be safe. That is going to put Donald Trump at 188 safe electoral votes, and for Hillary Clinton, she would win California safe, Washington safe, Illinois safe, New York safe. She would win Massachusetts safe. She would win not Delaware. She wouldn't win Delaware safe. She would win D.C. safe. She'd win Maryland safe. She'd win Connecticut safe. And that is going to be it, as well as Hawaii, exactly there. So we have Donald Trump at 188 safe electoral votes to Hillary Clinton's 151 safe electoral votes. I believe that Hillary would win Oregon by a lean margin. Bernie did well in the primaries here. He won Oregon. He'd be able to swallow up enough of the vote, and actually will give Bernie the state of Vermont. It may be the only state that he's able to win, but it is his home state, and I think he'd be able to win it. I also think that he would win the state of New Hampshire by a tilt margin. I also think that he would win Maine's 1st district by a tilt margin, which would therefore give Donald Trump a victory in Maine at large by a lean margin because of the split vote between Bernie and Hillary. I believe that Hillary would win Rhode Island by a lean margin because Bernie would be able to swallow up enough of the Hillary's vote. Same thing with New Jersey, and New Jersey would go lean, and Delaware would also go lean. They would turn against Hillary if she was able to run again. Now going down to the state of Virginia, it would still be by a lean margin, I think. The establishment still likes Hillary Clinton. Bernie wouldn't be able to get much of the vote here from Virginia, and therefore the state would still go to Hillary by a lean margin. We'll go down here to Arizona. Arizona would go by a lean margin. I think we'll put it at a lean margin. You could put it at a likely margin, but it probably will go by around 5 points, purely because of the fact Bernie isn't very popular here, and the trends are making it more blue, but Hillary Clinton would obviously get swamped in this election, as you're seeing right now. I think Colorado would go by tilt margin to Donald Trump, because Bernie would sabotage Hillary Clinton's vote, being very popular here. Same thing with New Mexico. Donald Trump would win New Mexico by a tilt margin. He would win both of these states by a tilt margin. Nevada, he would win by a lean margin. The state was considered a toss-up in 2016, and it was one of the few toss-ups that Hillary Clinton won. But if Hillary Clinton's able to win again, Bernie might even win the Nevada caucuses here in a couple of weeks. He's actually reasonably popular here in the suburban voters, and he would take up enough of Hillary Clinton's vote, and Donald Trump would win the state by a lean margin. Georgia would go by a likely margin, even with the trends and everything, is still by a likely margin. Florida would go by a lean margin. Donald Trump's an incumbent, it's his home state. Hillary Clinton put all of her resources into Florida, and she was still not able to win it, so why would she be able to win it now? The state of North Carolina would go by a likely margin. It went by 5 points against Hillary Clinton, which is technically by a likely margin, but most people put it at a lean margin. But I think for the 2020 election, they put it at a lean margin. But I think if you're looking at a 2020 election, Hillary Clinton was able to run again. It looks like Biden's going to win North Carolina. It's one of the Super Tuesday states, but that doesn't mean Bernie would be able to get enough of the other votes that do not like Hillary Clinton, the never Hillary Clintoners. I don't know if that's a real thing, but people that would never want to vote for Hillary Clinton, as they did in 2016, people who might have stayed home, would turn out to vote now, but they would turn out to vote for Bernie Sanders. So going down to Nebraska's second would go by a likely margin. Not much to say about this. Going up to Minnesota here, Donald Trump will win this by a lean margin because Hillary Clinton was barely able to win the state, even though it should be a solidly blue state. Bernie Sanders would get enough of the vote that Hillary Clinton wouldn't be even in the play for this state. Wisconsin would go by a likely margin. Michigan would go by a lean margin. And Pennsylvania would go by a likely margin. You see these states have actually become a lot more red. You look at it in 2016, you had really high turnout in places like Philadelphia, and Hillary Clinton was still able to lose. It's not the question of turnout. Oh, people didn't turn out for Hillary Clinton in these states. It was the fact that they voted for Donald Trump. And there are exceptions to that. Places like Michigan voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary. Hillary Clinton was not very popular here to begin with. But at the end of the day, Hillary Clinton, if she was to run again, would not do very well in any of these Rust Belt states, worse than she even did before, winning Iowa and Ohio by safe margins, which she almost did. I think she also Iowa by safe margin and Ohio by a likely margin, but they would both go by safe margin. This time you could even argue some other states could go by safe margins. North Carolina could go by safe margin. Georgia could go by safe margin. You could argue Maine at large could go by a safe margin. But for now, we'll put this at the map. We have Donald Trump with 338 electoral votes, Hillary Clinton with 192 electoral votes, and Bernie Sanders with 8 electoral votes. Bernie Sanders being able to get the states Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine's first district. That would give him 8 electoral votes. He would also be sabotaging Hillary Clinton throughout the rest of this. And even if Bernie didn't run, Hillary Clinton would probably, she might be able to win Colorado, New Mexico. She'd probably win Nevada, and she'd win Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine's first. Let's just fix that. But that still would not put her over the top, put it at a similar result to what it was before. Going back to the map that we were just at, we're going to fix all of this. Vermont by a safe margin. We're going to go Maine's first by a lean margin, whatever we put it at before. I think we put it at a likely margin, so there. Donald Trump will win this by a lean margin. So this is the final map that we have. As I just said, Donald Trump with 338, Hillary Clinton with 192, Bernie Sanders with 8. This would elect Donald Trump for a second term in the presidency, and we would show really the breakup of the Democratic Party. You might even see a new party form from this. It just shows that if there's a broker convention, Hillary Clinton could be the nominee, and that would just cause disaster amongst the Democrats, and it would basically hand Donald Trump a second term of the presidency. So yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. It's just pretty much a hypothetical video, but it could happen. Hillary Clinton's never ruled it out. So yeah, again, hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe as always. I'll see you guys later.